শুভেচ্ছা, শুভ দুপুর, শুভ সময়। সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, শুভ সময় এই কারণে আজকে আমরা একটি বিশেষ দিনকে ঘিরে আমরা হাজির হয়েছি সরাসরি চ্যানেল স্টুডিও থেকে আপনাদের প্রিয় আয়োজন ফ্রেশ প্রিমিয়ামটি তারকা কথনের আজকের এই এক্সক্লুসিভ এপিসোডে। সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, আমরা কথা বলছি এক্সক্লুসিভ কেন সেটা আগে বলে নিই, কারণ একটি বিশেষ দিবস এবং একটি এক্সক্লুসিভ রিজন আছে সেটার জন্য। সেটি হচ্ছে আন্তর্জাতিক পরিবেশ দিবস অথবা ওয়ার্ল্ড এনভায়রনমেন্ট ডে, যেটি আসলে এখন অনেক গুরুত্বপূর্ণ একটি দিবস অবজার্ভ করবার মতো, এবং শুধু অবজার্ভ করাই না বা উদযাপন করাই না, এই দিনটাকে আসলে অনেক সিগনিফিকেন্ট হিসেবে এখন আমরা সবাই দেখার চেষ্টা করছি। সেটি অনেকে হয়তো জেনেই থাকবেন, সেটা অনেকগুলো কারণও রয়েছে। এবং সেই দিবসকে ঘিরে আমরা আজকের আলোচনায় বসেছি বা আড্ডায় বসেছি। আমাদের সঙ্গে রয়েছেন আমাদের স্পেশাল গেস্ট, অথবা যদি বলি এক্সক্লুসিভ গেস্ট যারা আছেন তাদেরকে একটু পরিচয় করিয়ে দিতে চাই শুরুতেই। আমাদের সঙ্গে রয়েছেন His Excellency, Honorable Ambassador, European Union to Bangladesh, Mr. Charles Whiteley, এবং সেই সঙ্গে রয়েছেন মিস্টার স্টেফান লিলার, রেজিডেন্ট রিপ্রেজেন্টেটিভ UNDP, এবং সেই সঙ্গে রয়েছেন তার পরিচয় আসলে নাম বললেই যথেষ্ট, তিনি আমাদের দেশের অত্যন্ত প্রমিনেন্ট একজন সিঙ্গার, আমাদের সবার প্রিয় সঙ্গীত শিল্পী মেহরিন রয়েছেন আমাদের সঙ্গে। ওয়েলকাম all three of you to the studio, to this very program, the exclusive program of today. যেহেতু আমরা ওয়ার্ল্ড এনভায়রনমেন্ট ডে মানে থেকে কেন্দ্র করে আজকে আমরা বসেছি, শুরুতে আমি একটা কথা বলতে চাই। হিজ এক্সেলেন্সি আমাদের সঙ্গে রয়েছেন। স্যার, হোয়াট ডু ইউ থিঙ্ক দ্যাট হাউ ইম্পর্টেন্ট অর হাউ সিগনিফিকেন্ট দ্যাট উই অবজার্ভ দিস ডে ভেরি মানে wholeheartedly?
Well, thank you for having me. I think it's very important to use this day to pass messages, messages to every level of society, be it government, be it civil society, be it private enterprise, that safeguarding the environment is critical, whether that be at the sort of macro level of climate change, and we all know how vulnerable to climate change Bangladesh is, or whether it be in our individual acts as a consumer or member of society, whether we pollute, whether we damage the environment in some way. So at every level of society there should be a keen interest. And today we've had the pleasure with Mehreen and Stefan of watching the launch of this song, Kamanache Bondu, which is a very important moment also to say to children, it's never too young to learn about the environment and to do your bit to support the environment. So I think it's a great occasion to come together in Bangladesh and around the world to really focus minds at every level of society.
Right, sir. His Excellency, you just already said that what is the reason Mehreen is here today. Kamanache Bondu is the reason, and this is a song. I always say that any form of art always helps in any crisis, and we have seen this in the history also in retrospect. We will go there. Before that, I want to come to Mr. Stefan Liller, resident representative UNDP. Sir, welcome first of all, and I have the same question to you also. You have been to places in Bangladesh. I have seen some contents of yours which is very amazing. You have experienced some house that is vanished that you have seen before. So what is your perspective to Bangladeshi people, that how important is to observe for us as a nation?
I mean, the celebration of World Environment Day has been done for decades. It's a very important day, and each and every year a different topic is chosen to put the spotlight on that specific topic. So it's very important, as also Charles mentioned, to bring that message and awareness throughout society. So that's also why we are celebrating it. As you rightly said, I've had the opportunity and the pleasure to also travel quite extensively in Bangladesh to see different type of contexts and different Bangladeshis, if you wish. And as we all know, Bangladesh is one of the countries in the world most affected by climate change, while at the same time it's one of the countries with the least contribution to the climate change. So it's severely affected. So we work in many different communities. Of course, we as the UN and the United Nations Development Programme, we work to address climate change by supporting the government developing policies, for example, the National Adaptation Plan or the National Determined Contribution, which is the commitment by the country to the Paris Agreement that is working to reduce the heating of the planet. But also we work in the communities with adaptation for them to find new ways of livelihood or ways of better adapting to the changes in the climate, with saline intrusion, rising sea levels, more frequent conditions, as we saw just a week or so ago, the cyclone that swept over and caused tremendous devastation precisely in the district that I visited about 11 months ago in Khulna. Yeah, so there I've been a couple of times, and the video you refer to is that we went to one of the communities and there was a school on one of the shores of one of the chars, and just a few months later we come back and it's completely swept away and there's just water there. So it's quite impactful images. And as I said, Bangladesh is one of the countries most affected in the world. They're at the very front line of being affected. But at the same time, Bangladesh is also at the forefront of climate adaptation and resilience building. So some of the tools and methodologies and approaches that Bangladesh, with the government, civil society, private sector is developing in Bangladesh will be relevant for many other countries that are now kind of facing the scourge of climate change. So what has happened here in Bangladesh for a number of years, and the preparation and the skills and experience that you have developed will be very, very relevant for many other countries around the world.
We appreciate what UNDP has done to the world and is doing for our country also. Thank you very much. Before we jump into Kemon Acho Bondhu, the thing that we are going to discuss today, I want to ask Miss Mehreen, the prominent singer of our country. We are proud of her. What dragged you to do this video song, this audio visual for this very occasion?
Kemon Acho Bondhu is basically a song from a concept. So I harbored this concept for long that we cannot teach elders. We can only preach. But whom can we teach? We can teach youngsters, little children. So I wanted an animated video, an animated approach. And I was looking for an animator for quite long. The concept was to have the words that a child would like, small, short words, and some sounds that a child would like, and flowers and sun, rivers in my video. So I wanted, for myself, I always want to open myself up to the sunshine, to run into a field. So I want to give my children that same feeling of happiness, running into the wilderness, enjoying environment all the time. So this is what I wanted to preach through my songs, through this song, particularly this song, Kemon Acho Bondhu. This is a very important project for me. This is a conceptual project, and I appreciate UNDP, taking it up, producing it. So I'm very happy today. It's a very happy occasion for me to launch the song and share it amongst my countrymen. The song is in Bangla and in language that children would understand.
সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, মেহরিন আমাদেরকে বলছিলেন তার অডিও ভিজুয়ালটি নিয়ে, যে গানটি নিয়ে স্পেশালি তার সম্পর্কে। আমরা গানটি দেখতে চাই, দেখে আবার গল্পে ফিরছি। চলুন।
আমরা কি চাই আমাদের আগামী প্রজন্মের জন্য সুন্দর একটি পৃথিবী রেখে যেতে, যে থাকবে আনন্দে, ফুল, পাখি, প্রজাপতি, নীল আর সবুজে? কিন্তু শুধু চাইলেই তা হবে না। একটি সুন্দর পৃথিবীর জন্য আমরা প্রকৃতিকে বন্ধু হিসেবে গ্রহণ করি। কেমন আছো বন্ধু, কেমন আছো, কি রঙে সেজেছো, দেখো সূর্য মামা উঠে গেছে, টিং 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 নাচে ঘাসে ফড়িং, কত কত মৌমাছি ফুলে ফুলে করে নাচানাচি, পাখা মেলে উড়ে এসেছে প্রজাপতি, আজ ওরাও আমাদের খেলার সাথী। পিং 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 দেখো জল ফড়িং, প্রিং প্রিং ট্যাংরা মাগুর শিং, বৃষ্টি কাদা জল খেলবো ওই যে আমাদের বিল, দেখো ছো মেরে কত বড় মাছ ধরে নিল চিল, দেখো হলুদ ফুল লজ্জাপতি, গ্যাং গ্যাং খোলা ব্যাং, লাফাতে লাফাতে দেখো ভেঙে গেছে ট্যাং, আহা খোলা বাতাস, বুক ভরা নিঃশ্বাস, শিউলি চামেলি জুতি চম্পা বকুল চাপা পলাশ হাসনা হেনা বেলি কত ফুল, আহা খোলা মাঠ, এসো চলো খেলি ধুর ময়লা এত সুন্দর পৃথিবীটা তোমরা কে আমায় দিলে উপহার প্রকৃতির মাঝে একসাথে বেড়ে উঠুক আজকের এবং আগামীর প্রজন্ম
যেমনটি মেহরিন বলছিলেন খুব কালারফুল আমাদের প্রকৃতির যত রং আছে সব রঙই হয়তো এখানে দেওয়া চেষ্টা করা হয়েছে তিনি চেয়েছেন আমি বিশ্বাস করি এবং দিস ইজ সাচ এ সুইট মানে ওয়ে টু এক্সপ্রেস ইউর মেসেজ টুয়ার্ডস দ্য ওয়ার্ল্ড মানে হোয়াট ইজ দ্য আইডিয়া দ্যাট স্ট্রাইকড ইউ ফর ডুইং দিস মানে কেন ওয়াই ডু ডু দিস
It's just some things that I like personally. You know, I like my fishes to be in the ponds, and I like the color of the pond to be blue. I want my butterflies to be on the garden, and I want them flying around me. I want my sun to shine on me and have the nature on my skin, feel good. So I want, this is the world I want. So I painted that world through this song. It's a happy song for me.
For
It's just what I want. And I wanted to portray biodiversity. Like I brought in some name of the fishes that are probably not going to be with us in another 10 years or something. So these are little things I wanted to portray. Our song is just a 2 minutes thing, so not everything you cannot bring in it.
Much said.
But yeah, and my concept was wonderfully portrayed by Sharadindu Moon, and the video team also did a wonderful job. So it's a happy day for me.
And you brought us our childhoods, because animated videos is long gone right now, sir, Your Excellency, because we used to watch cartoons in our childhoods and we used to enjoy a lot, but we don't do these days anymore. We are more onto PS2 and PS5 and PlayStation, so stuff like that. So anyways, sir, Your Excellency, I want to ask, how did you like the video? Did you see, if you watched it already?
I mean, I loved it because it was kept simple. So the simpler the message, the more impactful in many ways. And the fact that Mehreen consciously thought about how this would appeal to younger people, I think really shines through the video. And as you said, through the animation, as you said, anyone around the world can watch this. It's not hard to put subtitles on it. It's a nice, catchy tune. I think it also, the way it's sung is very Bangladeshi, so it can also expose people around the world to the sort of style, one of the styles of music in Bangladesh. Right. So I think we always need to see people around the world learning more about Bangladesh, and this could also help in that respect too.
And thanks to UNDP, they're just not working for the sustainable climate, and they also have supported this music video or audiovisual, whatever you feel like to say, to reach out much audiences in Bangladesh about the awareness of climate change and stuff and other stuff. And thanks to UNDP again. So thank you very much. We just passed our greetings from Channel 8 to UNDP somehow. And thank you very much for being here again. And I want to ask Mehreen that you have always done something through your music to pass on the message. Everybody does. Every artist does. I want to specifically ask why environment pollution, or why it is about environment that you made a video about. That was the question.
It's just a matter of interest, because when I go from my house to a place just 30 minutes away, I see dustbins which I don't want to see. Dustbins are beautiful things, you can keep your trash in a nice place, nicely. But if it's all around you, if it's in your eyesight, it's not nice. And who are throwing them? We are throwing them. So that's the basic idea, that I want my environment to be clean. That's it. And the factories, the rivers, they're just being unclean for no reason. It's not my river I'm spoiling. It's the national thing. It's my country that I'm throwing without any reason, without any right. So I should not be doing that. And my right is to have the purity of my vision. So that's what I want. It's my democratic right to be, live amongst a place where it's clean. It's very simple.
Mrs. Stefan Liller, I'm very curious to ask that what is the matter of interest that UNDP has came forward to support a music video that outreaches the mass to spread this message? Like, why through a music video? And what is the idea? Can you tell us?
I think to address the current triple crisis that we have in terms of our environment globally, we have to work on many different levels. We have to work on the policy level, we have to implement those policies, we have to work with the civil society, we have to work with the private sector, but we also need to raise awareness among our communities and among the people. So art and music is a fantastic way of conveying these type of messages to a larger audience. So that is why we're supporting this. It's also to supporting the very powerful message through the song to inspire both collective and individual action, to take action and do something. And I think that's very important, that each and everyone can do something about this. It's not only the government, it's not only the private sector, it's not only civil society. Each and every one of us have a responsibility, and we can do something to make our current world better and be able to hand something better over to future generation than what we received from our parents and grandparents.
I think now my audiences would take it seriously because you said so. Your Excellency, what do you have to say about Bangladesh's environment to our audiences if I ask you to say something?
First of all, as I think we've already said, Bangladesh is leading on so many fronts in meeting the challenges of climate change with homegrown solutions. And also in terms of green certified factories, we see how the garments industry is really embracing the green transition, so leading by example. But of course, everybody needs support. And we as historic polluters in the European Union, we're the largest providers of climate finance around the world. And Bangladesh is no exception. We work in close lockstep with the Bangladesh authorities. We have a very large support for renewable energy coming on stream in Bangladesh. We're also supporting the greening of the brick kilns, which of course are a major emitter of pollution. And we want to work to support the tannery industry to make sure that that meets all the green requirements to export leather to the European Union. So I think we can have this situation where we support industry and the growth of Bangladesh, because Bangladesh has every right to grow as an economy, but at the same time make it as green as possible. And yes, there are massive challenges, including not least climate change. Bangladesh is on the forefront of that. We need to help with adaptation more and also mitigation. So I think we have a very healthy partnership, and the green transition is one of our three main priorities in Bangladesh.
I want to ask you to do something more about this show. That is, can you say something in Bengali to our audiences? They would love it. They would love it.
Come on, actually, Bondun.
Right. This was okay. Thank you very much, sir. আপনি খুশি, আমরা অনেক খুশি হয়েছি, sir. I'm saying that you are happy. That's why we are very happy to have you on the show. First of all, and thank you very much, sir. This was our privilege to have you for this show on this very day, for this very occasion, the Environmental Day, World Environmental Day. And sir, thank you very much also for coming to this show and saying things that you have experienced in our country and so on.
অনেক ধন্যবাদ।
Also, you can also speak. Thank you very much, and thank you very much, Mehreen আপু। আমি শেষ দিকটা একটু বলবো, বাংলায় যদি দর্শকদের উদ্দেশ্যে কিছু বলতে চান আপনি, আপনার যত ভক্ত আছেন।
অবশ্যই এই গানটা আসলে আমার খুব হৃদয়ের কাছের একটি গান, কারণ এটা একটা কনসেপচুয়াল গান। এই গান কমার্শিয়াল না, তো নিজের পছন্দ থেকে করতে পারা এবং ইউএনডিপির মতন অর্গানাইজেশনের সাপোর্ট পাওয়া, এটা আমার জন্য অনেক বড় বিষয়। আর চার্লস হ্যাজ অলওয়েজ বিন মাই বিগ সাপোর্ট behind my concept of Greenfest. I cannot mention how huge support Charles is. He's been with me from when it was just a dream. The এখন গ্রিনফেস্ট যে ইনিশিয়েটিভটা, এটাও একটু হেঁটেছে এবং এই গানটার মাধ্যমে আমি অনেক আমার শিশুতোষ যারা, আমার বন্ধু যারা শিশু, তাদের কাছে পৌঁছতে পারবো। এবং আমার গানের মূল উদ্দেশ্য হলো শিশুদের বাবা মাদের পর্যন্ত পৌঁছানো, যেন তারা বাসায় গ্রিন চর্চা করেন এবং এই বাচ্চাটার জন্য যেটা ভালো ওটা যেন ওনারা করেন, মানে ময়লাগুলো যেন ঠিক জায়গায় ফেলা, তারপরে আমার দেশকে ময়লা না করা। এই ছোট ছোট কাজগুলো যদি আমরা একটু চিন্তা করে করি, তাহলে কিন্তু পুরো দেশ অনেক সুন্দর হবে। বাংলাদেশ এত সুন্দর একটা দেশ, তো একে সুন্দর রাখার দায়িত্ব তো আমাদেরই। তাই জন্য যদি একটা গানই শুধু করে থাকি, তাহলে সেটা করলাম।
And we may have abundances of choices for any other things, but we have one world that is our earth, our home. So we have to take care of this. We have no plan B for this, right? So yes, and Greenfest নিয়ে একটু শেষটাই শুনতে চাই. Greenfest গত বছর থেকে ইনিশিয়েটেড হয়েছে. What is Greenfest? Can you tell us?
Greenfest is basically an initiative to plant trees, but plant trees in small numbers and being mothered by people who are educated. For that matter, for that reason, I went to universities to plant my trees, and I'm just planting 3 trees in each universities so that they are mothered by students who can value the tree and also bind their mind through a little tree to the university and their peers. So that's the basic idea, and doing other initiatives of green with music as well. So I'm just on my way towards better days. So at the end of 2024, I can come and tell you that we have done better things and wiser things, things that make sense.
মেরিন আপু, থ্যাংক ইউ. যারা আমাদেরকে দেখছিলেন এতক্ষণ সবাইকে অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ, এবং আমাদের বিশিষ্ট 3জন যে গেস্ট অফ অনার ছিলেন তারা সবাই কিছু না কিছু বলেছেন গুরুত্বপূর্ণ। অবশ্যই তারা 3জনই আসলে পরিবেশকে নিয়ে কাজ করছেন আমাদের দেশের বিশেষ করে, এবং শুধু দেশ না, শুধু পুরো পৃথিবীরকে একভাবে চিন্তা করলে আমরা সেই পরিবেশেরই অংশ, এবং আমরা একটা পরিবেশের আসলে সবাই অংশীদার সারা পৃথিবীতে. সো উই বিলং টু ওয়ান ওয়ার্ল্ড, ওয়ান আর্থ, আওয়ার হোম. সো উই শুড টেক কেয়ার অফ ইট, অ্যান্ড উই শুড বি ভেরি সেন্সিটিভ অ্যাবাউট এভরিথিং দ্যাট হ্যাপেন্স টু আওয়ার এনভায়রনমেন্ট, অ্যান্ড উই শুড লুক আফটার. থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ, অ্যান্ড সবাইকে আবারও আন্তর্জাতিক পরিবেশ দিবসের শুভেচ্ছা. সবাই পরিবেশকে সুন্দর রাখবেন, সুস্থ রাখবেন সেই প্রত্যাশায় আজকের মতো বিদায় নিচ্ছি. সবাই ভালো থাকবেন.